Hi, guys. It feels like it's been forever. It literally has been forever. Literally. I feel like it's been like literally a week since we've actually had a decent weather conversation in or decent format. I don't have green screen up and running tonight. I'll probably set that up tomorrow for the next couple days of severe weather. I got my exam taken today. I have like 1 week off from school and I have 1 week left of school and then my final exam and I'm done. So I should be done after this crazy week of severe weather that we're going to have. So also, guys, if you have not checked out the latest video that I just posted like 17 minutes ago, definitely go do that. I definitely went on a rage for a little bit because there's some mesomat crap talkers out there, and I don't do crap talkers, so basically that's what it talks about. So if you're intrigued and stuff like that, definitely go check that video out because that's some stuff was brought to my attention that is not okay, and has been happening, and it happens in general with social media. People are going to talk crap, but I will say this. I don't fearmonger on this channel, and I definitely don't cause panic. If you think that, then you should check out other people on TikTok that don't do weather content, that try to do weather content, and have no idea what they're talking about. But anyways, besides the point, you guys are here for weather, so we're going to talk about weather. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll be on here for just a little bit. We do have some ongoing severe weather here down here in southern Texas. So we've only got one severe thunderstorm warning. Most of our severe weather today, we had a couple tornadoes in Kansas today, one in southern Nebraska. I was not able to get on and cover that event today, just that way I could get school taken care of so I can be on here for you guys tomorrow, for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday. So we are back. We are here. We are functioning. We will be covering every single Dad Gym day of severe weather that is going forward, which is great, which is awesome, which is good. But we are here. So I'm also almost done with school. So as we enter May, which looks to be also a pretty quiet month of May potentially, we will be here. So that's what matters at the end of the day. We got a severe thunderstorm warning here that is torpos labeled for Rock Springs, Texas. If you're down here in Rock Springs, just a heads up to you guys, 60-mile-per-hour winds. There is a torpos label. This storm has produced a couple of tornado warnings here recently, at least as of about 30 minutes ago or so-ish. But in general here, taking a look here at the velocity scan here, you can see right around Highway 377 going towards Rock Springs, there's a little bit of rotation in there, nothing too crazy, but if you're in this area here, I'll pull up the county that it's in just so you guys can get a better view here. We've got 60-mile-per-hour winds, torpos label. This is going to be for Val Verde County and as well as Western Edwards County and Northwestern Kinney County. So if you're in those areas here, just a heads up, 60-mile-per-hour winds here, possibly a torpos label with this, and as well, this is moving to the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So we're going to talk about the outlooks and all of the stuff to come over the next couple days. Rush, can I ask you a question? You're in here. I just saw you pop in here. I don't know if you like actually pay attention or look through my stuff at all too much or often because I know you're doing your own thing. Has my last couple of videos come across as fear mongering? Just out of curiosity, I'm curious. I'm just curious from a perspective from you. Have they been too much? I'm just curious. Very curious. I'm gonna see if you'll respond real quick. We'll see. It's like the title and the wording, right? Yeah, I was horrified when I saw that. Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say, so there are some individuals that have been brought to my attention that I have now blocked on this channel, that have been going around and saying that I fearmonger, because that's what I do. That's absolutely what I do. Because the last couple of videos I've talked about a severe weather outbreak happening. So just for clarification, I don't use the term tornado outbreak and severe weather outbreak unless we're actually going to have a sequence of severe weather that's actually going to be over a long period of area or a long period of time for many people. So what we're having today is not a severe weather outbreak. It's a sequence of severe weather events crammed in together is what I call a severe weather outbreak. So if you watched my videos the last couple of days, I think the last 2 videos I've done here on TikTok and as well as on YouTube have said multi-day severe weather event. Today said severe weather outbreak because literally today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to have severe weather over bunches of populations of people. Now, whether that severe weather risk verifies or not is up to the weather. But and I think in that sense of a nature, that should be used as a outbreak. I'm not saying tornado outbreak. I've mentioned it a couple times in my video because Monday and Tuesday have the potential for a tor outbreak if set things happen, and we're going to talk about that tonight. But in general, hopefully I don't come across that as it to anybody. My goal here is to calm anxiety and give factual, reliable weather information. But there are definitely some people out there that do that, and they are way worse if I do that. So I try not to do that. I won't lie to you guys. I get a little bit excited about severe weather because I just like severe weather. I'm a severe weather junkie. But when it comes to interpreting my forecasting and my videos, I don't do that. But anyways, there's a couple people out there that are talking crap about me on TikTok. So just a heads up out there if you see that. Anyways. Big Cat crazy about it. Yeah, we're going to talk about all that. There is the threat on Monday and Tuesday for a very, very high-end event, but that's if that capping inversion breaks. So we're going to talk about that here in just a few moments. But anyways, as I mentioned here, I just wanted to run through that because it's happening, and I don't really give a crap. But when I get messages from so many people, and when I get videos and screenshots from people that are saying, "Hey, you're getting talked about on people's live streams," then it's time to nip it in the bud. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of where I'm somebody that will, speak my piece, and then that's it. So this is me speaking my piece. We'll be done with it after today. So I know that's literally what I said. That's literally what I said too, Rush. It's crazy, literally insane. But anyways, we're watching the severe weather here. The severe weather threat for tonight's pretty much almost ended, other than down here in southern Texas. If you're like west of San Antonio, you've got Uvalde here, Kerrville. You guys got a chance for some marginal winds, some marginal isolated tornado threat. But the overall severe weather threat for this evening is pretty much diminishing, which is a good thing. So we won't see we won't see like anything super, super crazy tonight. Now, what happens tonight plays a huge factor in what happens tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you've watched my video entirely through today, both either on here or on YT when I posted it this morning, tomorrow is conditional. Now, what does that mean? Conditional means things may happen or they may not happen severe weather-wise, meaning that we may have storms fire off tomorrow. We may have one storm fire off tomorrow. We may have, no storms fire off tomorrow. Here's the thing at the end of the day. We have what's called a capping inversion. A capping inversion is basically a temperature inversion aloft up in the atmosphere that prohibits storms from firing. Let's just put that in perspective. Yeah, we don't have any lift tomorrow. We have a little bit of a capping, and we have no lift tomorrow. We have instability. We have moisture. We have shear. Our lift is garbage tomorrow, and if we do get any storms that fire off tomorrow, they are going to struggle. But if a storm does mature tomorrow and become surface-based, we could have ourselves a tornado threat from Oklahoma City up into Wichita and down to San Antonio, Texas, and possibly even Brownsville, Texas. So I see some tweaking with this risk zone coming here in about an hour when they update it. If we had lift, tomorrow would be a huge event. 100%. Absolutely on the table. The problem with it is there's no forcing. There's no like lifting mechanism for storms to rise up and expand and have updrafts and really get themselves going. But like I said, conditionally, if a storm does fire off tomorrow, we will be here live to cover it. And two, it could be pretty interesting tomorrow if that happens. I think tomorrow and Monday are still pretty conditional. I think Tuesday is going to be our bigger, significant severe weather outbreak. I really like Tuesday's setup, personally speaking. I think we're going to have storms that fire off, especially up in the Midwest, which could be very significant in terms of hail and tornado potential. But yeah, I was going to say the Red River looks pretty decent as well. I will say this too, Rush, and just kind of looking at all the data, because we both nerd out over that, speaking here wise. If the dry line can manage to become a little bit sharper tomorrow, which we've seen happen before, and we've also seen cam guidance, that the cam models also do struggle sometimes to deal with these type of situations. So it's really just going to be monitoring how the atmosphere goes tomorrow morning, and then we'll kind of see how things play out. But here's the risk zone for tomorrow. As of right now, we have two areas to watch tornado-wise tomorrow. We've got a Hatch 2% tornado risk all the way up here in Minnesota. A pretty decent little corridor of severe weather potential up here tomorrow. It's if a storm fires, we could have an isolated strong tornado tomorrow, more conditionally, but there could be a threat for tornadoes tomorrow up in western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota there, just east of Minneapolis, kind of a little bit of an interesting spot. And then we have a 2% tornado risk that basically goes from Brownsville, Texas, all the way up into southern Nebraska tomorrow. So this is going to be a lower end tornado threat. Not everybody in here is going to see tornadoes. Like I said, the biggest question mark is, are we going to see storms tomorrow? That's the biggest thing to answer. But we do also have a little sliver here of a Hatch Tor risk here that is for EF2 plus tornadoes. So something I'll be watching for. We will see what the Storm Prediction Center does here about an hour to an hour and a half. The wind threat for tomorrow as well is now at a 5 and 15%, so the wind about 60 to 70 miles per hour if you do see any storms. And they do have that hail threat hatch because the dry line is going to be pretty sharp, or not sharp, but because the dry line will be there, we're going to have some decent forcing if storms do go up. We could see a hailstone bigger than baseball size tomorrow on the western half of Oklahoma, Kansas, and as well as Texas tomorrow. So once again, before anybody thinks that they're guaranteed storms tomorrow, because remember, when you're in severe weather risk zones, you are never guaranteed storms. This basically says there's either a 15 or a 5% chance you get storms, or there's an 85 to a 90% chance you don't see storms. So that's kind of how you have to think of it. But the risk zone, not the risk zone, but the overall chances increase when you're talking over a broader area. So somebody may see a storm tomorrow, and then most people probably will not. And I think most people will probably not see storms tomorrow. Some of the model guidance does have storms in western Oklahoma, some doesn't. We'll, like I said, kind of see how things play out. But that's your risk zone for tomorrow. We will see what that does here soon. Monday is going to be interesting. I think Monday and Tuesday are going to be our most interesting days. And I think Wednesday, too, has kind of started an uptrend just slightly a little bit here. Like I said, we'll take a look at all that here in just a few moments. But Monday has an interesting look. We got a slight risk of severe weather, basically from eastern South Dakota back into northern portions of Iowa and then up into northern Illinois, here into Michigan and into Minnesota. I do think that slight risk will probably get shoved into Michigan, and that's just due to the trends that we've been seeing here this evening. Thus far, that's just my personal thoughts. If you disagree, you disagree. But in general, I think that slight risk could get shoved a little bit further east. And I do think, depending on what happens overnight tonight, and through tomorrow, I do see a level 3 enhanced risk maybe being needed for hail. They did mention on the bottom of the feed here that they're maintaining 15% probabilities, but a 30% enhanced risk was considered for large hail on the update this afternoon. So when this updates here, both day 1 and day 2 are going to update in about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. So we may stay on here for that. I have nothing else to do. I'm done with school, so we may just stay on here and hang out for that. But we could see an enhanced risk severe weather on Monday for the portions of the Midwest there. I don't know exactly where that would be at. Clearly, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota. We're talking 2 to potentially 2.5-inch diameter hail. That would be pretty significant, and then we would have a tornado threat and a wind threat there. I also really want to watch. I don't know if storms are going to fire off along our dry line. This was a slight risk yesterday that looked a lot more impressive. I want to watch in here for a conditional all hazard severe weather event as well. Depending on how sharp that dry line is, will depend on if storms once again fire off on Monday. But Sunday and Monday are both very, very conditional days, meaning we may see storms in some areas, we may not. We may not see storms most of anywhere at all. So these risk zones will change quite frequently over the next probably 36 to 48 hours as we see new data come in and as we get new guidance coming in. So that's something to watch. But there is a hatching that basically goes from central and northern Michigan all the way back up here into Wisconsin, Minnesota, northern Iowa, and as well as eastern South Dakota. And then another hatched risk zone that basically extends all the way down from Texas up to Oklahoma City and Tulsa. So we're going to have to see what the Storm Prediction Center does in about an hour to an hour and a half here when this new update comes in. But I do think all hazards of severe weather will be possible if things get rocking and rolling. Now let's talk about Tuesday. Tuesday has really, really, what's the word here? I don't want to use the word scary potential because, once again, we're trying to be legit here, but it does legitimately have a pretty high ceiling. If we start getting model trends over the next 48 hours, or we start seeing more trends in convection across this region, which the Rufus model does overconvect, we all know that, did start to show some pretty significant convection in this area up here in the Midwest. This is the area that I'm mostly focused at right now for Tuesday. We could definitely see an enhanced risk. I actually think we're going to get an enhanced risk overnight tonight from this. I wouldn't be shocked. I would be shocked if we didn't. I think if you guys remember that moderate risk of severe weather that we had a couple of weeks ago with the Kankakee tornado that happened, that kind of long tracked, was our first tornado emergency of the year. This is a similar setup, except our warm front is a lot more bigger, and we have more cape, and we have more shear, and just the environment's a little bit better. So we're going to have that conditional setup once again, as if a storm can fire off in this warm sector, a strong tornado could be absolutely on the table on Tuesday, as well as large hail and damaging winds. I do think the hail and the hail and the wind threat will probably still be a little bit higher, but that tornado threat, if a tornado does happen in this environment, we will have the threat for a strong tornado. So if you're up here in Wisconsin, Michigan, northern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Iowa, and Minnesota, and even I would say portions of central and northern Missouri on Tuesday, the ceiling is very high for this event. We don't know exactly if we're going to get the ceiling event or if we're going to get the low end spectrum of this event. We're hoping it's the low end spectrum of this event because we don't want to see this event verified whatsoever. And then I am watching conditionally as well for a dry line setup again across Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. That dry line basically means that you've got dry air on one side, moisture on the other. That forcing goes up, and we actually will have forcing on Tuesday. So I do expect storms across Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas on Tuesday because the models have already started to compute that. So we will have storms more than likely across a pretty decent area on Tuesday. And then Wednesday gets even better. Wednesday, I think we're going to have some widespread coverage. This is Wednesday's risk zone now. The Storm Prediction Center also has a level 2 risk out of 5 from Dallas, Waco, Texas, up into Oklahoma City, into Tulsa, into Springfield, Kansas City. Literally, if you're in central Oklahoma and southern Missouri, you're in a risk zone literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, you're in it 3 days in a row, possibly 4 days in a row, depending on what happens with our trough ejection behind this. But something we're going to watch very closely is Wednesday. I do think widespread coverage of storms is going to happen on Wednesday. I don't know if we're going to get a higher risk zone. I don't know what that's going to look like once CAM models get in. But synoptically, it does look like a more favorable environment because we're actually going to have an intensifying low pressure system up here to the north. And with that setup, this should initiate a pretty good amount of storms on Wednesday. So this is Wednesday's risk zone, Tuesday's risk zone, and then we talked about Monday's risk zone a minute ago. And then we don't have anything yet for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But if you go down to the very bottom of the paragraph here and you get the read the day 6 through 8, they are monitoring for probabilities, meaning we will probably have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday risk zone at some point in time. Kinematically and thermodynamically, the environment will be favorable across the lower Missouri, Mid-Mississippi River Valley, and down into western Oklahoma and Texas again, more than likely. So we'll see how things play out. But I'm just going to tell you guys, it's going to be an active week of severe weather. So whether conditionally tomorrow plays out or Monday plays out or not, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will probably be a pretty significant sequence of severe weather. I don't think we're going to have necessarily a tornado outbreak yet. I use those words very, very carefully. But if things trend in a different direction or they keep going up and we see convection happen, Tuesday could absolutely be that, and Monday could absolutely be that. So just something we're going to have to watch here. But I just want to use that word cautiously with you guys because there is a lot of chatter floating around right now about this week's severe weather events, and the last thing you want to do is get fed false information. So just be mindful of that. So Jaquin, thank you for the $2 donation. How's Austin, Texas looking for Austin for tomorrow? Yeah, so you guys sit in that weird spot. Let's go ahead and just look at our model runs here. So we'll go back to the OOZ here. I'm going to pull up this so you guys can see a little bit better. Let's just chat here. So like I said, this area of convection that's happening right now, this big old line of thunderstorms / just mostly rain, this is going to continue to work its way east tonight. We may see some re-intensification tomorrow afternoon for northeast Texas and eastern Texas, but overall, tomorrow, like I said, it's you may see some storms down here. You may not. If you do, wind and hail and isolated tornado can't be ruled out. But overall, the threat's pretty minimal tomorrow unless the Storm Prediction Center sees something that I'm not seeing and they change the risk zone, which could happen. But overall, just be mindful. All hazards of severe weather tomorrow in Austin, Texas are possible. But conditionally speaking, you may see something, you may not. It's just kind of something to watch. But here's the biggest thing. If you're like, why do we have a risk zone? We're not seeing anything on the models. I have covered significant dryline setups before that have had no storms on the model runs the night before, and then all of a sudden the morning of we have storms, and the next, as the event's happening, we have storms. So when you're forecasting severe weather in the Central Plains during tornado season, you don't always just look at the guidance that the models are showing. You have to look synoptic, you have to look kinematic, you have to look at everything pieced together, and so that's what my job is to do that and give y'all my thoughts on what I think is going to happen. And the Storm Prediction Center has that risk zone, as I mentioned, for tomorrow, that slight risk that goes from Oklahoma City down into western Texas, and that is for conditionally if a storm fires off, all hazards of the above are possible. So as you can see, the models do clear this convection out through the morning. Mostly, it looks like we're going to have a pretty open environment here. The problem, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have an issue with lifting. Our storms are not going to be able to lift because we don't really have something forcing them to go up. So if a storm can be forced up tomorrow, then we could have ourselves a pretty active day across Texas and Oklahoma tomorrow. Absolutely on the table. The environment is favorable for all of the above. I do think we are going to see storms now that the models have been continuing to increase in storm coverage for northeast Texas. So I would say as of right now, if there's a slam dunk for anything in terms of storms, it's going to be the northeastern quadrant of Texas tomorrow afternoon. And that will be all of the above for severe weather. We do have that 2% wind and hail threat over here as well. Those storms actually look to be legit down there, but you can see this is over the entire day of Sunday, the models attempt to get convection firing off, but nothing happens. So either we're going to have nothing tomorrow or we're going to have storms tomorrow. That's kind of how I see it happening, as it's really the only option we have at this point. Let's go ahead and take a look at our dew points. Let's kind of drive into this, or not drive into this, but just kind of go into this here and kind of show you guys synoptically what it looks like here from tomorrow afternoon. So here's our setup tomorrow afternoon. I have a feeling if this dry line can sharpen a little bit more, I do think we could get some storms right along the Red River here, is kind of what Rush was talking about earlier in the chat. This is something we're going to have to watch. But right along where that dry line kind of gets a little bit sharper here, in the northern Texas, eastern Texas panhandle here, southwestern Oklahoma, this is the area that I would watch for storms to fire off in. And this is where the Storm Prediction Center actually has that 2% Sig 1 tornado risk for tomorrow. So that's kind of the area that I'm watching. You can kind of see how your jet stream, or not your jet stream, but your dew points or your dry line here becomes a lot more like wiggly. That's not a sharp dry line up to the north. You want to see that thing sharpen for that forcing mechanism to work for these storms to go up. So I'm a lot more, iffy if we're going to get any storms up here, but I would say we get attempts at storm convection tomorrow, especially around 3 to 5 o'clock. We could get some storms. If these storms do mature and they do go up tomorrow, we could have an issue in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas tomorrow if that happens, right along the Red River. And that's typically where these setups like to convectat. It happens. So, like I said, not a slam dunk that we're going to get anything, but also not a slam dunk that we're not going to get anything. So, kind of keep that in mind here. But we've got dew points in the 70s tomorrow. The HER model is right here. I'm actually going to take a sounding and just take a look at this. I'm out of curiosity. Yeah, 4,400 cape. 71 over 76. There is a capping inversion, clearly. And your winds are pretty back. It's not super, super impressive for like crazy tornadoes or anything like that, but all of the above will be possible with this setup here. And then we go through the evening, and then that dry line kind of builds for Monday. And you can see Monday, we've got just an environment here, you know, kind of waiting to see if it's going to get used or not. But like I said, the potential is there. It is absolutely there for severe weather and all of the above to happen. And like I said, is it going to be, are we going to get enough? Are we going to get any forcing? So, like I said, something to watch here very closely. Surface-based instability tomorrow. I mean, look at this. This will be the first time this year we've got CAPE this high. We've got CAPE values on the Triple HR here showing 4,500 in some spots. So from like a weather perspective and like a storm chasing perspective, you'll hear chasers say this all the time. What a wasted environment. If this doesn't do anything tomorrow, what a waste of an environment. But we don't want anything to happen tomorrow. That's like the biggest thing. Like I said, it's just like a thing we say a lot. It's kind of something we throw around because us weather nerds do that. But what a waste of a damn environment tomorrow if nothing doesn't happen in this. Lots of instability here. The moisture looks decent. This is probably one of the best dry line setups as far this year in terms of like the ingredients. The sharpness of it is not that impressive, at least as of right now. We can see that absolutely change overnight tonight. So please, if you're in a risk zone tomorrow, don't knock off seeing storms tomorrow because of what the models are suggesting here. And you can even see the tornado environment. Look at this. We may actually get a SIG tornado tomorrow. If we get a storm to fire off in West Texas or in East Texas and Western Oklahoma tomorrow, a significant tornado could absolutely happen. 100%. This is the significant tornado parameters here. I'm going to take a sounding. This is around 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Pretty decent loop photograph there. 73 over 69. 3679 for surface-based CAPE with that. And a little bit of a capping inversion. Actually, a pretty decent capping inversion. So once again, do storms fire is the biggest question. But if they do, can they take a hold of that environment in that setup here? So something we're going to have to watch very, very closely there. And then eventually as we go into Monday, we do it all over again. Monday's risk zone actually looks better for tornadoes, speaking wise here along our surface low. But you can we'll talk more about that as we go into tomorrow's setup. So I'm here, guys, officially. I'm done with school for the next week. So I am here to give updates, to focus on all of this, and once we get past this next week of severe weather, I'll have to get my last week of school in and get my final exam. But we're here, we're rocking and rolling, and we're ready to go. So I am full here for you guys. Let's go up a little bit further north here. I want to look at the environment for Monday too. I'm curious on something. See what the HER is doing. Tornado parameters for tomorrow too. Yeah, so we're, like I said, conditional along the entire risk zone. We do have tornado parameters tomorrow up here, but we're probably not going to see any storms up in Iowa and Missouri. I don't see the forcing mechanism really being super, super impressive up there either. So just kind of something to note. And then we go into Monday, and yeah. Do you guys want to see what Monday looks like on pen and paper for the Midwest? Because this is first time I've seen this year with STP this high. But here's our tornado parameters for Monday on the HER. What a waste of an environment if this does not happen on Monday, which, like I said, we do not want this to happen. What a hell of an environment on Monday. If a storm fires off anywhere in Minnesota on Monday, this could go really, really bad really, really quickly. And the reason why that is these are our tornado parameters. We got STP, 4 and 5 out of 8.5 and 10 here, like very, very significant severe weather outbreak. This could cause, theoretically, a tornado outbreak on Monday across Minnesota, Wisconsin, central and northern Iowa if this does verify. The problem about it is the Triple HR model only goes out to 6 p.m. on Monday. So tonight and tomorrow in my video, I'll be able to talk more about this because we'll have a better setup. But everything is literally just beautiful for a setup on Monday. There's a little bit of a dry line issue potentially here. I'm going to look at the dew points on this, double check here. Let's see. Oh, is First Warning here, dude? What's up, dude? Good to see you in here. I need to reach out and message you. I have something I need to talk to you about when you get a chance. I need to reach out and message you. I've been meaning to do that the last couple of days, and I keep forgetting to do that. What am I thinking? Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. So I think overall speaking here, Monday has the ceiling for a tornado outbreak. Like, I'm not going to use that word, when it doesn't need to be used. This is a tornado outbreak setup. 100% on the dot. Like, if we get storms to fire off in this warm sector on Monday, it could be a very, very bad day for a lot of people. I mean, we got dew points up here in the upper 60s. We've got CAPE values that are pushing 3,000 plus up here, and we have tornado parameters and lapse rates that are through the roof. So if a storm fires off here in this environment, which I think it will personally on Monday, I think it's more conditional, but if it does, I think we get an enhanced risk tonight for this area. I think we go level 2 enhanced or level 3 enhanced risk tonight for the day 2 outlook. And then if this really does start to fire off convection with trends tomorrow and into Monday, I could see a moderate risk being issued. I think this is moderate risk worthy if this holds. If this holds is the biggest question mark. We literally could be looking at a very, very significant outbreak here on Monday if this verifies. That's the only time you guys will hear me use that word, is if I'm a little bit nervy wracky with this. But yes, this has that potential here. I mean, this beautiful surface low, and then that dry line crispy all the way down the south here. You got dew points all across the warm sector here. We're not really going to see storms over here in Illinois and Indiana too much, but in general speaking here, Minneapolis, you guys got to be watching. Most of Wisconsin, you guys got to be watching here. We literally could have some big time issues here on Monday. I mean, and this is about as good as it gets at this point, I think. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday too. First one, I think Tuesday's also got big potential. Dew storms fire, and then Wednesday, I think we'll have better convection with the low moving through. Personally, I don't know what your thoughts are. If you want to put your thoughts in the chats, I'm absolutely open to it, dude. You know that I'm here to bounce ideas around too. So for my other weather creators out there, feel free to put your input in. I don't get mad at people. I'm not one of those people, I promise. Also, Mallory, we need the rain girl here, and we're not going to get it anytime soon, probably. I think we're actually in an elevated fire threat for a couple days this week, too. I'll have to double check on that. But the problem, as I mentioned, like I said, the Triple HR model is not really convecting storms until late in the period, and it does way far up to the north. I'm going to tell you this. There is going to be storms in this area. There will more than likely be storms. I've seen this happen way too many times up in this area with these type of setups, and these models struggle to show storms, and then the next day they show storms, or the night of, or the morning of they show storms. I think we're going to see storms in this area on Monday. I really, really do. And when we do, it's not going to be good. So here's the biggest message, without, like I said, trying to like say, you know, for sure yet what we're looking at. Basically, right now, if we're sitting on a scale from 0 to 10 for Monday setup across like Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Northern Illinois, right now we're sitting at a 4 out of 10. We wake up tonight, or when I wake up tomorrow morning, if we're getting guidance that's through the roof with convection, that goes up. That goes up right now. So this would be a late evening event. These storms would probably fire off after 4 to 5 p.m. and then would probably trickle into the evening hours, overnight hours. So the timing is still pretty uncertain, but this is got a big time potential here on Monday. I'm actually very, very concerned about this. Let's look at our jet stream here. Let's see what our 500 millibar is doing. If we get any ripples in here too, it could help set up convection as well. So decent 500 millibar jet stream, about 45 to 50 knots of bulk shear in here. Let's look at the 850. I bet the 850 is going to be ripping through here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, what an environment. This actually makes me a little bit nervous, not going to lie. Just slightly. But we're going to get you guys through it, because we always do at the end of the day. Yeah, let's look at mixed layer cape here. I'm just going to kind of go down the list here. Oh, my God, dude. This thing is wild. I don't remember the last time I saw a setup like this up in this area. Like, we've had severe weather events up here throughout the years, but I'm trying to remember the last time I saw, or at least an analog a day that looks identical to this. And it's honestly kind of a little bit hard, because I don't know if I've ever seen... This is something you would see, like, in the plains. I mean, you've got... Looks like an ocean wave. You got your low up here. You got instability wrapped around this entire thing. This could be a really bad event for a lot of people if this does, in fact, verify on Monday. I'm not likey. No likey with this at all. Did we just get a tornado warning? We do. We do have a tornado warning. We have a random tornado warning up here in central Texas. This is just outside of Breckenridge, Texas here. South side of Graham. Got a radar indicated tornado warning. Decent little area of rotation here. Small little area of rotation. I mean, like, it is super small, just north of Menken's Mill. So this is going to be moving northeast here pretty quickly. I mean, this will probably occlude pretty quickly as well. Looks like there's maybe some small rotation up here as well, potentially. But overall, very small area of rotation here. So if you're up here north or south of Highway 180, south of Hubbard Creek Reservoir, just be mindful here. That was a little late. It's about 45 minutes on this tornado warning here. Yeah, so it's going to cross just to the west of Breckenridge. Yeah, that rotation's already falling apart too. That was very quick. Did we actually get a confirmation on that? Hold on a second. I wonder if we hadn't observed for a second with this. I wonder if this went observed for like 2.5 seconds. I think it did. I think this went observed for a second. It's not anymore, but I think it did. Those colors tell me so. We'll see if we get any damage reports or storm reports in this area, but it looks like those two scans there. Anytime you get those like dark or those yellow, those bright yellow pictures there, or the pixels, pretty indicates a pretty strong area of rotation. Typically, most of the time, usually means there's something here with this. Let me play this back out again. We'll see. There could have been something there. But yeah, if you're in the Hubbard Creek Reservoir area here, just a heads up, we've got that tornado warning for the next 42 minutes. This will fizzle out pretty quickly, though. It's a very small area of rotation. I think that's the only warning we have, right? Yeah, it's the only warning we've got right now. 42 minutes on that warning. I'm going to stay on here, guys, until 1 a.m. until our day 1 and day 2 come in, by the way, just as a heads up. So we'll be on here for the next hour or so. I did miss you guys, by the way. I hope y'all know that. I took the last like couple of days off. We did some small streams, but I got my test taken today. I have 1 unit left of my calculus class. I currently have an 88 in my calculus class. I have 1 unit left, was 5 assignments, and then just my final exam, and I'm done. And my final exam is only 10% of my grade. So I'm pretty much going to pass my calculus 1 class with a high B, if not a high, or if not a low A. So we're about to be done with school. We are through the worst of it. We're coming on the finish. It's almost done. And then I'm going to have May, June, July off, and I don't go back to school until August. But when I go back to school in August, I'm taking 5 classes. So there may be less mesomat when fall gets here, but that's a sacrifice I'm having to make, though, I can get school done, so. Yeah, I thought for a second that this could have been confirmed. It looks like there's not much here anymore. They should be expiring this warning here pretty soon, too. Also, Ashley, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see if I had any negative comments on my Rage video that I just posted a few minutes ago, because there ought to be somebody to say something. Let's see. I don't see anything. Yeah, go check out the Rage video I posted earlier. Basically, in a nutshell, if you're just joining in, there's some crap talkers that say that I fearmonger out there. I totally fearmonger. Totally. If you think I'm fearmongering, there's you should see the other people out there in the weather world that do it. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm fearmongering, guys. It really is just hilarious at this point. But no, I made a video about it a few minutes ago. Usually I don't do stuff like that, but it got to the point where like I was getting it from messages and kind of like spammed about it. So yeah, and it's not the first time it's happened either. It's happened a couple times too, but I just wanted to clear the air. I always do that. But anyways, this tornado warning should be expiring. Once it does, we'll go back to our commute here and start talking about things. Hi, Maddie. Maddie, are you going to chase that risk zone on Tuesday and Monday? Because it looks crazy if those storms can fire off. It almost looks like a repeat of the Kankakee setup, except a little bit more impressive. I appreciate it, Alexis. I've definitely been wrong about things, but I try my best to be the best I can. Meteorology is hard because the weather's always changing. It's very hard. Darn, it's going to be a good week, too. It's going to be a great week. By the way, if you guys are watching over on YT, welcome in, welcome in. I appreciate you guys. I haven't been ignoring y'all. I got to get back in the loop here. We are going to be adding a third platform here very, very soon. I am finishing the touches up on a couple of things over there, and then we're going to be moving to 3 platforms. It's the purple app. Who just sent the galaxy? Absolutely. With the galaxy. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yes, you guys are answering it correctly. I just want to expand out more and reach more people. It's Mesomat. My name on there is a little bit different. It's Mesomat WX on there because apparently there's already a Mesomat. That should be the only one, right? Yeah, but it's Mesomat WX. If you want to follow me on there, you can. We're just trying to gain momentum on there too. It's very slow. I think that's what it is. I think it is. Let me double check because I don't even know because I haven't logged in there in forever. Excuse me. Yes, it's that. That's correct. This tornado warning should be expiring here soon, so when it does, we should be good. Again, thank you, Ashley, for that galaxy. I appreciate it very much. Yay, you guys are following over there. I get notifications when you guys follow over there, so I appreciate it. Someone else, do you think I think Ohio will be clear on Tuesday and Wednesday mostly. You guys may see some severe weather on Thursday, potentially. Yeah, this tornado warning should be expiring. There's nothing left here. it doesn't exist anymore. That little couplet is gone. Also, just a heads up, guys, too, that the last week when we were doing weather coverage, or the week before when we started with the green screen, I'm only going to be using the green screen for tornado warnings and stuff. I don't have it up running tonight, but I'll have it set up probably again tomorrow. I think I'll have it up and running, just so it's set up and ready to go. But we're still going to be doing like our normal layout here, but we'll be moving to the wall when we have tornado warnings. Because I still want to stay content with like what we do and kind of interact with both, but I don't want to also be like green screen the entire time because if we're sitting out for 12 hours, it's going to exhaust the living daylights out of me. And that and my feet are going to hurt. So we will be doing that back and forth, but last week was a good trial run of it, and I really like the setup, and I think we're going to go far with it, and I'm super excited. So lots of things, lots and lots of things. So when we have tornado warnings starting tomorrow, we'll have green screen up, and then we'll come back as always, and it's just easier for me to move stuff around that way. So a lot's easier. All right, so once this tornado warning expires, whenever it decides to expire, we will go back into model talking, which should be any moment because there's nothing here. I'm very interested to see what the Storm Prediction Center is going to do in about an hour with these day 1 and day 2 Outlook updates. So that is what I'm curious to see. I appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate you guys. I see all the good comments in here. I appreciate you guys. Seriously, you guys are amazing. I want you guys to know when people are mean to me and say crappy things, it does not bother me. I've done this long enough to where I eat that and throw it up. It's gross. Great analogy there. But I get more nice stuff on a daily basis than I do mean stuff, which is what it is at the end of the day. And I just appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. There should be no need for people to be mean in general in this world, you know, but it happens. Yeah, that's the goal at the end of the day. This channel saves lives. We keep y'all updated. There are a lot of other great weather creators out there that I'm friends with. First Warn was in here. Connor's awesome. All of them are amazing. We love them. Oh, I meant to tell you guys too. Reed Timmer finally followed me on my Instagram account yesterday. That was a big wow moment for me. So if you go and you look at the Mesomat weather page, I think it shows the following, you'll see that he followed yesterday. It was actually really cool. I thought it was a like a joke or whatever, and it's legit him. He found the page. So it's funny too because like the 6th post down, it shows me with him at the meet and greet from last year in Illinois, and I was like, I'll bet. We love that. But no, he's awesome. We love Reed. But that was pretty cool. That happened yesterday. But no, good stuff coming with the channel here. I'm about done with school this semester, so I'll be able to dive into things. Sadly, right now, May is looking like it's going to be a pretty lull severe weather month. The ensembles and the weeklies are starting to come out for the month of May, and it looks pretty dead in May. Like, we may not see much of any severe weather in May, maybe the first week or so, but it looks like, as typical when you have an El Nino pattern, May is going to be pretty ridged out, but I do expect a very active June. And I was kind of talking, the weather team knows what I'm about to say. I had a good thought process that March would kind of be iffy. We'd have spurts of severe weather. April would be pretty crazy. May would be pretty quiet with some exceptions. And then June would be pretty crazy. And then we get into hurricane season here in like a month and 20-ish days. And I don't even know what that's going to look like. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. We're just kind of waiting for this tornado warning to expire, and then we're going to get back into things here. But if you're still in this tornado warning, make sure you're in your safe place. This is moving towards Woodson. For other weather lives, probably not. I usually only like to do the green screen if I'm, doing weather coverage. So like kind of like now, but I don't have it set up right now, so. I don't want to use it for everything because it does take a lot to run it, but at the same time, I do want to use it, so. It may be recycling just slightly. We'll see. That may be why the warning hasn't dropped yet. I think we do still have a couple. No, this is the only severe warning we have currently. DFW, your chances are very, very low, but for all hazards of severe weather, if the storm does fire off anytime after 2 tomorrow. Around that time frame. Also, if you guys have not subbed to my YT channel, make sure you do that as well, because we are also live on there. We hit 5,801 subs there today. Let's go. We're closing in on 10K subs, guys. We're not far. What's up, Richie? Dude, you guys need the rain over there so freaking bad. So bad. We're going to be coming down there for vacation at the end of May for a couple of days. And I know it's dry down there. I know it is. You guys need the rain bad. Significantly badly. Heather, thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. We're just watching this tornado warning. Jesus. The one night that I get on live stream and I start yawning. I've been staying up to like 2 and 3 o'clock the last couple of nights too. No, we're not doing Oklahoma this. We're gonna probably do it again at some point, or do it at some point. We ended up, pulling back out of it because we've got some other stuff that's going on during that time frame. But at some point, we're gonna do. We want to organize something nice and have it all be able to work out pretty fluently, which is gonna take some time. Yeah, Oklahoma may be interesting tomorrow, and maybe interesting Monday, maybe interesting Tuesday, maybe interesting Wednesday. We'll see. Let's go, Claire. 9-month member. I appreciate you, Miss Mams. Thank you, thank you. No, Lewis. I'm just looking at the radar here. I'm not even really answering questions. It's just speaking casually. If you ask a question, I'll answer it. Let me see here. I don't see any questions that you asked. If you have a question, you can answer it or ask it. Oh, that's awesome, Eric. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, he is awesome. I love it. Got a little couplet here along Highway 180, moving up here to the northeast. But yeah, if you guys are asking questions on YT, I can see them. Little baby couplet. Of Kansas City looking for Tuesday. Right now, for Tuesday for Kansas City, you have that conditional threat of all hazards of severe weather. So tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail. It's still too soon to really answer in detail on that because it's over 48 hours out. But I'll be able to have answers for you starting tomorrow. If that helps out a little bit. But all hazards of severe weather will be possible both tomorrow and a low wind threat tomorrow, Monday as well, Tuesday as well, and then Wednesday. And then Caitlin with the freaking galaxies. We're going to have, seriously, me and you need to have a conversation about that. You come in and you throw, and you need to talk more, but I appreciate you. W's for Caitlin in the chat. But no, Lewis, I'll have more answers for you tomorrow. It's just super, it's not super far out, but it's just hard for me to give you an answer legitimately when the models aren't that quite in range yet. But Caitlin, I appreciate you, Miss Mams. Thank you as always. Y'all are amazing. Y'all don't have to gift. You guys know that. Me and you're going to fight. Seriously, we are. Yeah, this thing's gonna be done here soon. I knew it wasn't gonna survive too much. I appreciate it though. This is a free service, guys. Y'all don't have to do any of that stuff. I would like for this to go away so we can talk more modeling. I know, but I want to. Well, I appreciate it. You're awesome. Meg, guys, thank you for the heart me. I do appreciate you as well. Hey, we are still trying to hit that big live goal up there. We're going to leave that thing up there until the day that it happens. So the day that that happens is the day that that happens. I haven't, yeah. I appreciate you guys, though. Y'all are awesome. Have a good night, Maddie. Tell Lane I said hi. Tell him his papa misses him. It's going to sit up there, Claire, so. Not by you. I'm watching you from Wisconsin. Yeah, Eric, we'll be covering your weather on Monday and Tuesday, dude. We're going to have live coverage tomorrow if storms actually happen. He says hi. I knew he was with you. I had a feeling he was. Mm-hmm. I know he's probably kissing the phone right now, too. Just kidding. But no, yeah, we'll have more on Wisconsin soon. I'll have more on the Monday, Tuesday setup here soon. We'll probably talk more in depth about it tomorrow when we get a little bit closer to it. But yeah, also too, guys, if you're watching on TikTok and as well as YouTube, I do have my weather team in here, the late night team answering. They do help answer questions and all of that, so that way I can focus on warnings and stuff. Oh, Lane, oh, Lane, oh, Lane. All right, we should be seeing that warning go here pretty soon, like legitimately at this point, because there's not much left on this little guy. I would love to see the new model rates. That's not what I wanted to do, but I think we did get a new mesoscale discussion. Or at least a thingy for it. A loosely organized QLCS is evolved. Oh, gosh. Oh, there he is, Maddie. Yeah, Wisconsin looks interesting both Monday and Tuesday, and I would honestly be a little bit more concerned about Monday just because the warm sector is literally right over top of you. Usually I'm on about 2 hours before an event starts getting going, so tomorrow I'll let you know what time we'll be on stream for Monday. Usually the night before I'll let y'all know pretty much, so. Yeah, we'll have to watch for a new watch here and see what it does. Has CSU came out for tomorrow yet? Interesting. I don't know why they have a 2% here. That's kind of weird, but they also have that up here, which makes sense. CSU is just another AI thing that I go off of that kind of shows different setups. All right, it does not have day 2 yet. I'm going to be curious to see what it does for day 2. Yeah, dude, Evan, me too. Me and you and about every other weather person in the world themselves right now. Monday looks extremely concerning. If one storm fires off in that environment on Monday, we're cooked, dude. We're not cooked, but it'll be cooking. I phrased that completely wrong. Like, genuinely speaking, like, I'm not trying to, like, scare anybody or anything. That's not at all what we're trying to do here, but if a storm does fire off in that environment, it could be really, really bad. It could be hail, it could be wind, but it also could be tornadoes. Yeah, that's the Rufus, though, too. I don't think Monday looks like here's the thing. Here is how this works. So out of my 8+ years of doing weather coverage and covering moderate risk zones and high risk zones and all that stuff, there's a lot that goes into issuing a moderate risk zone, but there's a lot more that goes issuing a high risk zone. We haven't had a high risk yet this year. Usually we average about 1 to 2 a year. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think it will. But also with our new hatching system, it does make a high risk of severe weather a lot more harder. But let's say this. Here's the deal. We'll show these parameters again here in a minute. With the parameter spacing we have in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa right now, if we start to see more convection initiate in Monday's risk zone or in the area that the parameter spacing is in, with the environment that it's capable of, we could see a moderate risk absolutely on the table. I do think a moderate is possible. We got to get the enhanced first, which could happen tonight. I think it will happen tonight. I think we'll get an enhanced risk for day 2 here soon. It'll either be today or it'll either be this morning or it'll either be at lunchtime on the 12 o'clock update. But if that happens and we still see uptrends, then we could get a moderate risk. I don't think we'll get a high risk for this event. You need a lot for confidence wise for that. These risk zones are built off for confidence, but never can say never. So we will see. We will see what it does. I will probably be wowing myself at 6 o'clock in the morning when I get up and start looking at model runs. Dallas Fort Worth, you're just getting some rain tonight. Nothing severe wise expected for you guys. So you guys should be okay tonight. Tomorrow we'll be talking here in just a minute. We'll be waiting for that new outlook to come in here in just a little bit. Yeah, they continue the warning there. I don't know why they're continuing this. Yeah, moderate risk zones and high risk zones are usually for higher end events. The never ending tornado warning. There's literally nothing here. I mean, nothing here. Like, legitimately, it's so small now. I have 22 minutes left on this warning. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, dude. I'm just gonna go ahead. We'll keep monitoring this warning, but I do need to talk about some stuff with you guys. So here's the setup for Monday. This is the mixed layer cape, right? So you come up here along the warm sector. Actually, let's do right up in here. I mean, it's genuinely speaking, it's very concerning. Take something in northern Iowa. Yeah, this is a pretty concerning sounding. So you've got 73 over 67, almost 3,500 cape. Your hodograph looks pretty decent. STP is at 4.5 out of 11. I mean, it's just like, the environment is I would use the word is volatile. The environment for Monday is volatile. It absolutely is. Is the storm going to fire though? Probably. We just don't know where it's going to happen at. You can look at the surface-based cape too here and see. Tomorrow too, if we had storms up here tomorrow, we'd have a pretty decent environment too, but we don't. So, yeah, the surface-based cape is concerning. 44,000 cape in central Iowa. I mean, geez Louise. 4611 on that run. So, all in all, though, I think it could be a really bad day if these storms go. Right now, the convection is well further north. So, right now, the models through 6 p.m. have convection well ahead of the warm front. This wouldn't be tornadic. There's nothing. I don't see that happening. I don't. Let's look at some other guidance here and see. I'm curious if we've got some other stuff loading in. Yeah, the NAM 3K also struggles, which doesn't shock me either. What does the NAM 3K do for Cape? I'm curious on this. Interestingly enough, the NAM 3K has the dry line a lot further to the west. And then there's there's Tuesday. What is it doing for SIGTOR? Jeez Louise, dude. That's crazy. These parameters, it's not instability. That's significant tornado parameters. That's what I'm saying. I've seen so many times where like the models just suck at initiating things sometimes. It's not that we want the models to initiate anything. It's just like we've seen this so many times. God bless it, dude. This is crazy setup. Crazy, crazy. Oh, is that the H-Wharf? That is the H-Wharf. So there's the H-Wharf. That would be bad. So we have attempted convection on the H-Wharf. That's at 6 p.m. And that's well out in the open warm sector. That could be an issue if that got going. So you gotta look at everything, not just one run. Let's go to the H-Wharf NS as well. Let's see if it's doing it. Yeah, so this one doesn't really do anything. Let's go down to the actual H-Wharf FE3. Okay, that's just straight up overdoing it. There's no way. That's not going to happen. That's just overdoing it right there. No. Yeah, that's overdoing it. That's like the Rufus model. There's no way. Absolutely not. It literally actually keeps, other than a couple of these storms, it keeps it mostly up to the north. Okay, well that's interesting. Jeez, every model run has this. And then you have the Rufus model, which it's amazing. The Rufus model has it out for Michigan. Look at Michigan's tornado parameters on Monday or on Tuesday, and dude, it has the entire state covered in orange for tornado parameters. I just thought that was hilarious. Oh yeah, I think it also did. Yeah, like 4,000 Cape in Michigan on Tuesday afternoon. Ain't no way that's gonna happen. Dude, this is like the entire state of Michigan is just printed in western and eastern Wisconsin is just printed in like 3,000 to 4,000 Cape on the Rufus model. To talk about overdoing it, that's literally what it's doing. And then you have the actual reflectivity on the Rufus model. This is also probably not going to happen. But yeah, it's just like, yeah. Well, there's Tuesday. There's Tuesday. This is why this model's literally a joke. I cannot stand the RFS model. It's literally just it's made for chaos. Like if you want a good laughing joke, this is literally it right here. It's made for these type of situations. Like just a string of supercells, the entire state of Michigan on Tuesday night. Absolutely not gonna happen. Anyways, that's a joke. What day's gonna be worse? Could be Monday, could be Tuesday. Either one, honestly. Wednesday also has pretty significant potential too. This model's not even loaded through yet. Yeah, we've got some looky at and to do. See if the 18Z, the impasse model caught into anything. Yeah, the impasse models aren't quite yet in range. Yeah, not quite yet in range yet. I think it's still updating. Yeah, it's still updating. But anyways, y'all get the gist. It's definitely gonna be interesting. An unused environment to wow. Wait, that's the newest her run. Let's see if we can yank a PDFs out of here. Wow. STP is maxed out. Literally. STP is maxed out. 11 out of 11. That's a perfect sounding right there. Legitimately, that's a perfect sounding for a violent tornado. Damn. Your STP. I can literally think of the meme right now. Oh, this is gonna be 2011 all over again. No, absolutely not. See the meme playing in my head right now. STP is literally maxed out. Oh, look at the STP. Look at the updraft velocity track. That meme cracks me up. Oh my gosh, it literally is maxed out. 11 out of 11. And then your photograph is perfect. Oh gosh, what are we doing? Yeah, this is the her model too. This took the sounding right at the Minnesota-Wisconsin line. So this just shows you guys how volatile the atmosphere is up here in Minnesota and Wisconsin on Monday if a storm fires. Let's check back down here along the dry line. I'm curious too what it looks like along the dry line here. I mean, the same thing applies. I mean, you know, the Cape or the tornado parameters even down through southern Iowa, Missouri, even down here to Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, what a sheared out environment. Do we get storms though? Is the question mark. Do we get storms? That's something we're gonna have to wait and find out. But yeah, has this updated yet? Please update. I want to see you. I need you to update. We got 45 minutes until SPC comes out. We still have a Dad Gym tornado warning that doesn't need to exist. I know. I saw it, Taylor. I know. Oh, let's do this. 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 Let's look at, is our newest run showing any type of convection tomorrow now? Please show convection. I want a live stream tomorrow. I have no homework to do. So it's pushing that convection out of Oklahoma a little bit sooner, I think, which would be interesting. Lots of things to look at tonight. All right, let's go into some global modeling here. Let's see what the okay. We got the new GFS model here. Let's see what it's causing pandemonium on. All right, so yeah, very sheared out environment on Tuesday into Wednesday. Monday has it. Tuesday and then Wednesday also. I really like the setup for Wednesday. We're gonna have to see what the models do, but surface low right up here again on Wednesday. Pretty backed environment through here again. I think Wednesday has big potential too, specifically as well. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be interesting days of severe weather. If you're a non-believer, you better start believing. Just kidding. And then here's our storm system. We literally get a break on Thursday, and then Friday we're right back at it again. Literally for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Whoa. Is that a surface low over the Arctec? That's on Sunday, next Sunday. Interesting pattern for next weekend. And then we'll come back to April. We do it all over again. God. Dude, this troughing pattern is absolutely insane. Like nonstop severe weather, literally to the end of the month almost. We probably are literally going to have severe weather every single day until the 27th or beyond. Maybe even to the first week of May. I mean, the troughing is just so continuous. I need to look at moisture and stuff for next weekend and see what this is doing. Wow. Oh my, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What are we doing? Dude, it's like the moisture just doesn't stop. So we don't have risk zones past Thursday, by the way. I want to make that known. We don't have any risk zones on Thursday, Friday, Saturday yet, but if we want to have a setup for Thursday, there it is. That's clear as day. There's Thursday's risk zone somewhere embedded in here. We got a splotch of dew points in Northeast Texas. There you go, Katie Bug, if you're watching. 70. So, shoot, we may get another risk zone for Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, maybe up into the Ohio Valley, the Arctec region on Thursday. And then Friday, more moisture. I mean, we're pushing 70-degree dew points back up into Illinois, Iowa, and Arkansas. And then Saturday, the cold front goes east, linear, and then we get a break. We finally get a break for like a couple days. And then right back at it again. What a sequence of weather that we are about to have, guys. Like, tomorrow kicks it off. Literally. Literally. I know that's snow up in... Yeah, and so what's interesting, too, is unlike the next couple of days, the GFS model is actually initializing storms. 990 millibar surface low on Friday afternoon. So there's your severe weather setup for Friday. Literally Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. The GFS model is actually showing storms. I'll take me a squall line. Oh my goodness gracious. Again. What? This is going to be a wild next 3 weeks, guys. 2 to 3 weeks. It keeps glitching. You may just have to leave and come back in severe storm. I don't remember the last time I've ever seen a sequence of severe weather like this. This is definitely very impressive. Very, very impressive. Instability. Wait, what was the instability on? What's Thursdays? There's Thursday's instability, same exact areas. Friday, we do it all over again in Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois. And then Saturday, the Ohio Valley might finally get some storms for once. That would be nice. And then Sunday, we're done. And then break. Maybe back at it again. Looks like the last week of April, second to last week of April, might be a little bit on the lower side of things. But from what it looks to me right now, if these patterns continue to hold, we may have severe weather for the next 10 days. Caitlin, I'm going to give you storms. It's coming. I will give you storms. If this graph doesn't tell you how active it's going to be, here's where we are right now. Here's what we have to go through. That's only the 25th. I need SBC to come out. We have 30 minutes. I need this risk zone to come out. I want to see what's gonna happen. We finally got day 2. Oh my goodness. So that's the CSU run. 10% hatched, and this seems actually legit. I actually agree with this. Enhanced and 10 hatch. We may get an enhanced risk tonight for day 2. I think we will. I think Wisconsin and Minnesota will go enhanced. Why did I just get a special weather statement? Elevated fire danger this afternoon. That's a first. Bruh. Is enhanced the highest level? No. High risk is the highest level. That's just for day 2. I don't think they did day 3 yet. No, day 3 is not in here. Whew. But anyways, we still have that Dad Jim tornado warning. I don't like when SPC does, or when the National Weather Service offices just leave these warnings hanging. It's honestly not like great to me. Get rid of the warning. We don't need you anymore. But now, just get ready, guys. It's going to be wild these next 2 weeks, and we're going to be here to cover it. We are definitely uptrending in more storm coverage tomorrow across Northeast Texas. I bet we get some upgrades down here or something. Definitely seeing more storm coverage down in northern Texas, which is really interesting to me because our better moisture is further to the northwest. So it looks like it's looking more and more likely we're going to have severe weather coverage tomorrow if these storms do fire off tomorrow in Northeast Texas. Let's take a look at surface-based caped again for this. We'll definitely have storms out there. Yeah, we had a high risk, 2 high risk last year. Definitely a couple little storms in there. This is only to 20Z, so these models, this is updating every single hour. I want to see what the Euro does when the Euro comes in. The Euro's loading now. What does the GFS AI do? I keep forgetting we have GFS AI. Buckle up for this weekend, jeez. Oh my goodness, we're cooking all the way to the end of the month on the GFS AI. Let's see here. The icon do anything crazy? Probably did. It always does something crazy. What is the weekend? Jeez Louise, that would be a significant severe weather event on Saturday next week if that happened. That's the icon though. We love the icon. And then we got the Euro coming in. All right, that tornado warning's got 5 minutes left on it. So just gotta wait on SBC to update. Wow, this is looking more and more intense tomorrow for Northeast Texas. All right, I'm about to do something. Is Katie in the chat? I don't think Katie's in the chat, is she? All right, I just trolled her for a minute. We'll see. But yeah, a couple supercells up here in Northeast Texas tomorrow. Take a sounding out in front of those. definitely a tornado environment. We may go 5% over here tomorrow. I can see what CSU is seeing now a little bit. Yeah, that's a concerning uptrend for tomorrow, just slightly. We may get a slight risk of severe weather extended east tomorrow. This is where the models have been trending. So if you're in Northeast Texas tomorrow, just east of Dallas, big time storm coverage trending up tomorrow afternoon for you guys. And that's with our line weakening overnight. Could I highlight Alex for Saturday? It's possible, but when it'll have to be until we get closer to it. Interesting. Okay. I'm just checking on a couple things here. Mm. Sorry, I'm just looking at a couple things here. Okay. Sounding in central Oklahoma. Oh, it's doing wonky stuff, but it is a tornado sounding. Your mid-level winds are weird. They're for all severe weather. Yeah, we got 30 minutes until SPC comes out. Sometimes it comes out quicker. Yeah, I think the chance for a couple tornadoes tomorrow could happen, especially Northeast Texas. Definitely got a couple in there. It will be an interesting day. So I got this pretty crazy line of thunderstorms going east here as well into central Texas. No severe thunderstorm warnings. But Austin, Texas be worrisome for tomorrow. I'd be weather aware. Definitely be weather aware tomorrow. Watch the new Euro model load in. To be the main spring event, yeah, I would say April for you guys is going to be wild. The rest of this month is going to be pretty active for you guys. May looks bleh because of ridging. We may have lots of ridging in May potentially. It's a good thing and a bad thing if you take whichever way you take it. All right. Conversely about the weather. Yo, you guys will be fine. If you're in Texas tonight, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You shall be fine. If you guys do ever need anything, you can message me as well. Feel free to message me. I try to answer my messages. I do sometimes. I'm bad at it sometimes, but we're just waiting on the Storm Prediction Center to issue its Ariska zones. I'm gonna wake up in a tornado. The tornado threat tonight's low, very low. Thank you guys for the gifts, by the way. I appreciate y'all. My video of the moderate. That's crazy. I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. The line of thunderstorm still looks pretty decent. A 3 out of 5. Did they extend it? Like, is it like on X or something? What is the NWS office, Eric? 2023. That's crazy, Thomas. I'm telling you, TikTok be weird like that. Someone posted the Rufus model and said, meanwhile, on Monday, while everybody's chasing the warm sector, we might lose the state of Michigan on Tuesday. Hilarious. People are wild on social media. Apparently, we have a Category 5 hurricane right now in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, wow. We got a Cat 5 hurricane in the Pacific Ocean headed towards Guam. I forgot about this. I don't know why, but I did. Sit there and take a look at that. Reminds you guys the hurricane season's coming. Now watch, the viewers will jump because there's a hurricane on the screen. Watch, I guarantee it. Manifest that, please. We'll leave it up there for a minute because it's just pretty to watch. Last time we saw something like this was when we covered, oh, what was the last one we covered? What was it? I can't even remember the name. Melissa. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I knew it was an M name. I couldn't remember for like split 5 seconds. I thought hurricane season. No, the Pacific Ocean sees hurricane season um, during this time of the year. It's a little bit different for them because it's their summertime over there, and we're also in an El Nino now. So yeah, this will be in the Pacific Ocean. Oh my God, Kentucky literally is just swamped. Look at this. This is for tomorrow. Hold on, hold on. I thought this was hilarious. Bruh, we're sitting in a freaking elevated fire throughout tomorrow. That's literally actually insane. Ain't nobody better be smart. No, start no fires in the borough tomorrow. It's crazy. No fires tomorrow, guys. Start fires. No problems. No, this is live right now. This is the Category 5 hurricane heading towards Guam. Like, I'm not even joking. Hold on. Where's my floaters at? Typhoon Laka. I don't know how you say it. Let me see if Radar Omega will pick it up, because I know it's out over here. Yeah, wow. Dude, it's gonna hit freaking Guam right on. Yeah, it's a hurricane season over here. I don't want the Eastern Pacific. No. I love how it never lets me see on here. So annoying. Ugh. But anyways. It's there. It exists. Look at the... What is this? But anyways. So pretty. 944 millibars. Time to start looking at spaghetti plotting again. These are spaghetti plots. They just kind of show where this thing's gonna go. I need SPC to come on already because I am tired and want to go to mezzo bed. I feel like our trough is continuing to slow down with every single update. For possible storms on Tuesday in Ohio, probably not. If you get something to be in far northern Ohio, but it's the shear and the instability and stuff will be there, but you're forcing things off to the west. Fine, got Erica for the gifts. I appreciate it. But no, going back here, taking a look at this. Look at this thing. Jeez Louise. Like literally. I think personally, when SPC updates in a minute, this is just me personally speaking, we're probably going to see the slight risk go added up into here. I think we're going to get an extension with that slight risk. I really like Northeast Texas tomorrow for a setup. I need to get the lizard button on there. I need to do that. I had it a while ago. I need to do that. I need to update my soundboard. But no, this is going to change. Absolutely going to change. Mesomat says so. Dude, it's got a ripper of a storm tomorrow afternoon here across Northeast Texas. So we got to watch Northeast Texas tomorrow. We really do. I like the setup. I like that we're getting storms convecting now. Go back to the Euro model. Yeah, so the Euro model is really taking this trough and very well amplified. Like, personally speaking, we have so many attempts over the next 4 days at, like, significant severe weather. So Tuesday has the potential to be crazy volatile. If that doesn't happen, Wednesday does. Or not Monday, but if Monday doesn't, Tuesday does. And if Tuesday doesn't, Wednesday was. And Wednesday will. Surface low over here to the west, troughing back down here. I mean, the door is open again on Wednesday. I mean, this is, like I said, just a crazy sequence of severe weather. And Meso Matt is going to be so dadgum tired after this week. I'm not going to know what to do with myself. I mean, this troughing is beautiful. It's not perfect. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If this starts to take on a negative tilt, we're going to have issues in Missouri and Oklahoma and Kansas on Wednesday. It's starting to take a negative tilt. Thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And it's going to go negative. It's literally going to go negative tilt. It's going to tilt. Lua, that's for you. Now, here's the question mark. How does this trough hold into Thursday? Because Thursday's the risk zone we're trying to get answered. Claire, you're just in the sweet spot. You got conditionally tomorrow. You have Monday. You have Tuesday. You have Wednesday. And maybe Thursday. We'll see. You're going to have Thursday with this trough coming down here. Thursday to Friday. And then we got a subtropical jet stream down here. Like, I am so glad that I just got my homework done because I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's freaking bring it on. Negatively tilt. Negatively tilt. It's tilting. It's literally tilting. Yeah, you're going to have a better shot at storms tomorrow now. Your model runs are showing storms in your area tomorrow evening, all hazards of severe weather. You are, Erica, in that 2% tornado risk tomorrow, and as well as wind threat and as well as hail threat. So I'll be covering your weather live tomorrow, probably starting around like 3 or 4 o'clock-ish. Maybe sooner, we'll see. No, she's going negative. She's going negative. Like, we have, like, one slight transition day on Thursday in between here. Dude, I promise. No, it's going negative. The good thing is, though, Claire, you should be good on Thursday. The severe weather will be in this vicinity and maybe back down into here on Thursday. So when a trough goes negatively tilted, it pulls up more moisture, it pulls more instability. When a trough is positively tilted when it's leaned to the right, you can kind of see the axis here. That's a horrible analysis here. Sorry. So here's your low. Your troughing is split like an axis. AXIS. So that's a negatively tilted trough. They bring it more moisture. They bring it more instability. When you have a trough that's like this one over here that's leaned to the right, it's harder to get that. It's not getting pushed up with moisture and instability is not getting pushed up as much. It is, but not as much because your winds are being forced back down on the southeastern exit region of the trough. We have so many attempts at significant severe weather this week. It's not even funny. So many attempts. I really hope I get a good storm on Thursday. I really legitimately do. This low is going to lift up into Illinois and Indiana and Michigan. And then we're going to have this. My question mark is for Friday. How does this play out? And how does this play out? Do we get our troughs to merge? Which I think they will. And I think we're going to get a pretty big severe weather outbreak Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Which sucks because next weekend is WrestleMania weekend. And I have to watch it. So, which sucks. I'm a big nerd for that. But no, she went negatively tilted. If you have storm anxiety or you have question marks on anything, you can message me, guys. As a heads up. I think we're going to get an interesting day 1, and I think day 2 is going to go enhanced in a minute. We have enough data, I think, for it. Positive troughs always struggle with timing because of ingredient. Yes, exactly. Very progressive too. You know I'll answer Caitlin. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the love and all the support. But no, yeah, Thursday we should get a risk zone highlight for this area in here. Probably one big marginal risk, and then there probably will be a slight risk somewhere up in here. I like the setup. Like, genuinely speaking, I need rain in my backyard. I'm sitting in a, guys, for the first time since like last year, I'm sitting in a wildfire designation risk zone tomorrow. I sit in an elevated risk zone for fire danger today. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm in an elevated, look at this. I'm in an elevated fire danger risk zone today. Look, what is this? Elevated mezzo matte. We need it to moisten up in here. Guys, remember, I'm changing my name to Moist Matte. Moist Matte. There's some of y'all that would be completely okay with that. We love it though. We love it. But no, if you guys are back over here to Central Texas, just a heads up. That line of thunderstorms is coming. Nothing severe with it right now. It should be pretty much winding down as we get closer to the evening. Just waiting on these dad risk zones to come out, and then I'm gonna call it a night and be up tomorrow. I need this to update. Let's update already. Come on, let's push the slight risk further east, put Dallas in it, put everybody else in it, and then let's go on with our day. Oh, she's so beautiful. Yeah, you guys can message me. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you have storm anxiety, message me. Please, please, please. I also do free weather 101 classes if you're also interested as well. Well, this week will be hard for that, but it is very pretty. It's very pretty, but it's about to wreak havoc in Guam. Oh, Paul, if you do that. I saw we. Oh, there's day two. Day two just came out. Let's take a look. Let's see, did it go enhanced? There she goes. Yeah, I bet you guys it goes enhanced. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Enhanced over the Midwest. Come on. Pull it already. Pull it. Pull it. I'm waiting for it to update on my phone. It stayed slight. What in the world did SP? No, they fucked this risk zone up. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. What in the world is this? Because it's not going to update on SPC until the day one comes out. Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Hold on. It's being said. What is this? It's broken. What is this? This is not correct. No, this is not correct. They messed up when they did it. They did this yesterday too. What the fuck is this? Hold on a second. FPC, you're tripping right now. Just generally drop the entire risk zone from Texas up to Missouri, just casually, and then put like a little lemon. It looks like a little lemon wiener in the middle. They hardcore messed this outlook up. This is like, I don't know what this is. There's no marginal risk. It's just a slide. They completely broke it. It's broken. This is 2 nights in a row that it's done this. They did it yesterday too. This is the day 2 outlook, babe. It's the day 2 outlook. Oh, this is so awesome. I don't even know what this is. I can't even see the correct risk zone because it's messed up. They need to reissue it. It's not proper. This is not okay. What is this? Okay, that looks even worse. Okay, we're not going to do that. Sorry, guys. The severe outbreak looks like it's fizzling. Oh, this isn't even, today's not even the start of it. Today was not supposed to be a severe weather outbreak. We get into that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today and tomorrow are just like the start of it. If you're referring to the top of my video today, I said severe weather outbreak because we're going to have a sequence of severe weather, so it's like an outbreak over time. But now they messed this risk zone up. I don't know what they just did. So like here it is, guys. We casually have our marginal and slight risk up here. I don't even know if this is correct or not. And then we just have a general thunderstorm risk and then a slight risk with no marginal. All right, Taylor, that's fine. Yeah, I'll get back to you when I get off here. But no, generally speaking, this is insane. Oh, the weather weenies are going to be crazy. Okay, let's see if it actually updated on the website. It did not. Okay, so it still shows the old one. So this was our old risk zone, by the way, guys, for... No, sorry, this is not the old risk zone. This is the old risk zone, by the way. I don't know what happened. We're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do. But anyways, enjoy. You guys are still in it, Texas Realtor. You guys are well still in it. You guys are definitely still in it. Tomorrow, you're in the marginal risk. You'll probably get added to the slight risk here when it updates in about 5 minutes. You're in it on... You're in the marginal risk on Monday, and then your big day is Tuesday and Wednesday, and then possibly on Thursday. You guys have just got started with it. I would really like to see them fix this, though, personally speaking, at this point. Yeah, the marginal's gone. They messed it up. By the way, if you guys are not in my Discord yet, feel free to go hop in my Discord. But anyways, that'll change in a little bit. A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued. Jeez Louise, Friday. Oh my goodness. This is going to be crazy on Friday, too. The Discord should be linked. If it's not linked and working, I need to fix it. But this is the Discord. It's just a Mesomat weather community. I'll have to send links out again. This troughing pattern, though. This looks like a crazy severe weather event on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Oklahoma City isn't it all week. Yes. don't know what that risk zone was, though. By the way, guys, here's our Category 5 hurricane. If you would like to see hurricane season at full force, there you go. That was our laugh for tonight. No, that was awesome. Yeah, this is a very strong upper level trough for very, very potent upper level trough. And I would think that severe weather would exist next Saturday across the exit region of that trough. Just somewhere in here we would have severe weather on Saturday. They need to fix that risk zone. I think it'll update once SBC actually pushes it through. I'm seeing less convection too overnight tonight for the northern mode, which is also interesting. Intensity guidance right now, it is a strong Cat 3 expected to become a Cat 5. Excuse me. Listen, Caitlin, I'm going to give you severe weather at some point. It will happen at some point. But this is all the way through the week here. Let's go look at our moisture here in our line of thunderstorms. You know what's really interesting? You know what's crazy, guys? So the short-range model guidance does not have storms firing off on Monday. Look at the Euro. The Euro has a whole bunch of storms on Monday. Is that not interesting or what? Is our long-range models catching the fact that we're going to have storms on Monday and our short-range models aren't? What's going to happen here? That's like the craziest thing. The Euro model has storms in the entire threat area on Monday. We're going to have to figure that one out. That's what's really interesting to me. But nothing along the dry line south. Tuesday, it has lots of storms up in here. And then Wednesday, a good amount of storms on Wednesday. And then Thursday, the Ohio Valley gets some type of rain. Looks like we get the remnants. And then Friday, Saturday with the cold front. Looks like we're going to get some snow. Wow. If the Euro is right, we're going to get a blast of cold air again across this region. Across the Midwest again this weekend. Those are 30s and 20s. That's concerning. Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. All right, this is going to update in 2 minutes. So day 1 and day 2 should be updating here in just a moment. But anyways, there's our hurricane again. Moisture, moisture, moisture. Dang, that looks good. I don't think we're going to get too much. Saturday looks like a squall line. Friday looks open warm sector. Saturday is pinch squall line. Sunday, nothing. So severe weather should stop after Saturday for like a day or two. What it looks to me. And if we look at instability, we got lots of it. Ugh, Friday. Jeez Louise, Friday. What are you doing? Damn. And then a break. Interesting. All right, we await the SPC outlook. That is what we are currently doing. And once this goes out here in 5 minutes, we'll discuss it. And then Mesomat's going to go to bed because I have a feeling that I will not be getting much sleep over the next couple of days. Do and shock me for SPC, you know, do that personally at this point. Wouldn't shock me. Craziness. I think we're going to get a pretty big enhanced risk too on Tuesday. I think personally speaking, when Tuesday's risk zone updates tonight for day 3, here's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get an enhanced risk. Oh, shucks. I'm calling it now. If you want to screenshot it when we do our video tomorrow morning, I'll show it. I think our enhanced risk is going to go like this for Tuesday. That's just me. If we were to get a moderate risk zone, that slight risk will probably get extended up a little bit further north too. If we were to get a moderate risk zone, it'd be somewhere in here. Sorry, guys, about the circles. But that's just me. Come on, update. I'm impatient. I'm about to eat a honey bun, guys. Honey bun time. I just have them stocked up in here. I got my groceries. I'm stocked up. I'm ready for a full week of live streaming. I feel so accomplished today. I got 7.5 hours of homework done today and took an exam. So we are golden. We're good. Oh, and just to make it better, if you're not tired of severe weather yet, after next Sunday is over with, the 19th, we have another trough coming in afterwards. We need to get some storms back over here, though. Specifically West Virginia. A good friend of mine says they miss seeing storms down there. Caitlin, that's for you. Literally, though, Richie, I eat the honey buns like crazy. My favorite ones are the iced ones, like the white icing. But they all work. They all do the job, so it's fine at the end of the day. I need this risk zone to update, though. It's like literally 1 o'clock in the morning. Come on. All right, there's day one. Here it comes. All right. They're going to move the slight risk to the northeast of Texas. Watch. I'm calling it now. Northeast Texas will get a slight risk. Can I circle it? Yes. I think we'll get an enhanced risk somewhere in here for Tuesday. Somewhere in here. Screenshot that, Taylor. Okay, bet. That's crazy, Sarah Storm. That's crazy. All right, we're just playing the waiting game. Yeah, that's the old risk zone. Okay, they actually... Wow. They didn't do it. What even does this risk zone look like? The slight risk basically stayed where it's at. And they actually took the slight risk out of Oklahoma. They just kept it for South Central Texas. They put a marginal risk all the way up into northern Minnesota and UP Michigan, and then another marginal risk west. This whole thing looks wonky today. So it looks like Texas is going to be the star of the show today. I think Dallas is now in it. We're just kind of waiting on this to reload. Listen, that'd be crazy, Caitlin. I'd love to issue outlooks, low-key. I'm getting my NWS and AMS certification when I get my degree finished. So, or as I'm getting my degree finished as part of it. So I'll have the certification for it. All right, here we go. They lit. What is this? Why do we not have a tornado risk here where we have tornado parameters? Where we have storms? What is this? And then why do we have this just tiny Minnesota Duluth Hatch tornado risk up here? What even is this? Okay, the risk zone hasn't even updated for other SPC is glitching, dude. This is not even the correct risk zone. It's literally glitching. They don't know what they're doing. Did my day 2 outlook go enhanced? Nope, it hasn't even updated yet. What are we doing, SPC? What are we doing? All of your risk zones are messing up big time. Well, yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I think they're going to tweak this in the morning. They're going to have to. There's your tornado risk for today, though. Still there. The wind and the hail threat don't actually do what it's supposed to do. Monday still has yet to update. So we're waiting on that. Yeah, the wind risk and the hail risk is not correct because it's not actually updated all the way through. Yeah, this is not correct. The risk zone does not look like that, but it looks like a butt cheek. Kind of looks like a butt cheek. But we'll be watching San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas all the way up in Oklahoma City today. So we probably will have coverage at some point today if the CAM models continue to suggest what they're suggesting. I'll have a boundary in place tomorrow. More rounds of severe weather next week. Following week, I should say. There we go. So that's what it looks like for Monday, officially. It updated. So they did 5 hatch. Okay, so we have a 5 hatch tornado risk as of now for southern and central Wisconsin, southeast Minnesota, and northern Iowa for Monday. I think this is going to expand as time goes on, and we'll probably get upgrades for this. This is for Monday as of right now. So they did keep it. They kept the wind threat, and they have the hail threat hatched. So you can see the pencil thing down here too. They completely removed the risk zone from Missouri, so we'll take that. There you go, Claire. Looks like we're gonna have a nothing here. That's a good thing. So a little bit of a downtrend on Monday. We got to watch that northern med, though. I still think an enhanced risk could easily be issued up here. But tornado risk with a 5 hatch and a 2 hatch, so we will be live on Monday covering this for both areas. The wind threat's there, and the hail threat is hatched. The entire risk zone is hatched there for hail. I'm going to read this here and see what it says. Capping will likely suppress thunderstorm activity for much of the day. Blah, 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 blah. We'll see what it does. Yeah, so they're not confident in storms firing off as of right now. Kind of wonky with the troughing pattern. But those are our risk zones, y'all. Gotta watch this in the 3rd week of April. Jeez Louise. Oh, we're gonna get a Hall of Fame European run right here. Got an upside down low pressure system, and then just troughing. Just troughing. This is for like this is the 23rd. Day 3 doesn't come out till 2:30 in the morning. That's the one that everybody's gonna want to see, so I will not be here for that. I've got to go to bed. It will more than likely go enhanced for Tuesday, so expect that. Expect an enhanced risk for this on Tuesday. Or for Tuesday, I should say. Quincy's in the slight risk, I believe, or marginal / slight risk for Tuesday. Jeez Louise. Tuesday doesn't have to until 2:30 in the morning. Why does Monday look weird? Because there's a hole in the... Oh, this is going to be crazy if this continues. Oh my goodness gracious. But no. Monday looks weird because there's a gap, because there's capping and stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on Monday. I still think overall Monday, though, we're going to have a pretty significant risk. They still have yet to fix this. Monday will have a pretty significant risk from Oklahoma City down. Oklahoma City's in the 2% tornado risk for Monday, the wind threat and the hail threat, and then our main mode's going to be back up here into that slight risk in the Midwest. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, you guys will be watching out there. You'll be watching out today and tomorrow. Allie, so this is your risk zone for today. You're in the 2% tornado risk today, most of Oklahoma and down into Texas. The wind threat's there. Well, the wind threat and stuff's not, it is there, but it's not showing the correct one. And then you're in it on Monday. And then your big day could be on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is going to be pretty problematic. And then Wednesday as well. And then probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday also. Bow and line looks pretty decent still, but I'm going to get ready to wrap things up here in a minute, guys. I got a long next couple of weeks here. Next couple of days. I'll have to see how this convection clears out in the morning. Looks like less convection tomorrow morning overall, though. So that may help tomorrow's severe threat still, I think, potentially. We'll see. I do want to see what this Euro run does, because this is crazy. Look at the pattern going into the last week of April. Look at that flow. So that jet stream is going to be coming down weird. Never can trust the Euro model 200 hours out, but, you know, it is what it is. It's for shits and giggles at this point. Oh, Monday and Tuesday could absolutely not play out. These storms, like I said, are not guaranteed. Still a very interesting setup, though, regardless. I would say this would help aid in thunderstorm activity for the southeast. I would think this pattern plays out. Yeah, this should shift the thunderstorm threat to the Ohio Valley if that plays out. There we go. That's what I like to see. We need the rain in the Ohio Valley. There we go. That's one way to do it right there. That'll be the third week of. Hopefully we get this. Oh, we need this so bad. This would be a huge relief for the Ohio Valley and the Southeast if this pattern can evolve. We'd have severe weather, but I don't care at this point. We need this bad. I really hope that this actually happens. We need this so, so bad in these areas. Any type of moisture. This would put severe weather in the southeast, though. I mean, legitimately, we may actually have our first shot at severe weather at the end of the month if this type of a pattern were to play out. I feel like I haven't talked about the southeast in forever. Cape values would be there. Just general rain would be nice. Yeah, so we'll be watching this pattern at the end of the month. We'll see if it's just a Euro run or if it's a trend. Who knows? But what I am starting to notice too is lots of subtropical flow, and that does help aid in rainfall in some spots. But subtropical flow, if you get an impulse in the jet stream, can lift that jet stream up, and you can actually get rain in these areas. So, but we'll see how things play out. But I'm gonna wrap stream up here, guys. I'm gonna get off here, get some sleep. We will have a video out. I'll have a video out tomorrow morning for you guys from around 10, 11 o'clock-ish when some new data comes in. We'll just kind of be on standby for live coverage tomorrow. If things get shaking and rocking and rolling, then we'll get on and we'll stream tomorrow. If not, then we'll probably have another video again tomorrow evening for you guys, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll kind of go from there. So other than that, I appreciate all of you guys, my gifters, my new members, my subs, my new followers. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all get some sleep. Thank y'all for the taps as well. And we'll see you guys back in here tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.